Alright everyone, for the last graph that I'm going to show you on this video is a scatter plot. So I used a small section of the data that you've been given for your assignment here on your graphing sheet, okay, on your graphing assignment for the scatter plot. I've kind of just made up my own data but with the same axes, so husband's age and wife's age. Okay, so again, just make sure that when we insert data onto a scatter plot, even though we're looking at multiple variables, anything that we do put in the left column is again the x-axis, and anything in the right column is the y-axis. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to just simply highlight our information. Again, if you do not have a graphing or a Google spreadsheet open, you're going to need to do so. Again, just go to your Google Drive, click on New, Open Google Sheets. Right? Then you're going to enter in your data into the Google spreadsheet and highlight all of the information once you've entered all of the numbers. Again, we're going to click on the little Insert Chart tab, and I'm going to go to the Charts tab and click on Scatter. I'm going to choose the first option for my scatter plot and click Insert. Alright, again, we notice that if we look at our graphing assignment, I'm missing a few key components of my graph. So I'm going to go into Advanced Edit by clicking on this arrow in the top right hand corner, click on Advanced Edit, and we're going to make some changes here. So I'm going to say comparison of, for my title for example, comparison of husband and wife age. That's a pretty good title. Again, you want to talk about both variables in your title, and that should be good. Okay, then when we're looking at our axes, I'm going to first look at my horizontal or my x-axis, and I'm going to change the title. In this case, my horizontal axis is my husband age. Okay, and the units is in years. I am going to adjust my minimum and maximum values in this case simply because no husband is getting married at age 0. So I'm going to change my minimum to age 10 and my maximum value on the graph to age 70. This way my graph data is spread out across the entire graph in terms of the x-axis. That should be good for my x or horizontal axis. I'm now going to look at my y-axis or my left vertical axis. I'm going to add a title in here. The units here, or the title here, is wife's age. Or I'm just going to say wife age. Again, I'm going to say in years. Here, I don't need to adjust my minimum and maximum as much. My minimum is still at a 10, and my maximum I'm going to change to a 60 years of age. This again will spread my data out across the graph quite a bit nicer. I'm using more of my graph up and I can look at my data better. Alright, I'm going to add in a few grid lines here. The grid lines are at a count of 5, so you'll only get a grid line per every 5 units. I'm going to spread them out over major grid lines of 10. This enables me to view my data points more accurately. And if I go back to my horizontal axis, I should be able to add in some additional grid lines as well. Again, changing the way that I can view my data points. Alright, let's go back to the left vertical axis. The maximum is 60. I'm going to change the minimum to 10 here, again, just to view my data a little bit better. You'll see that it bumped up this first point a little bit, so it's not so close to the axis line. Right? This gives me a good view of my data, a good stretch. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. I'm going to change the legend to none. I don't think it's necessary to say a legend because we already say that it's comparison of wife and husband age. Alright. If we scroll down here, you'll see data series 1, which is exactly what we want. This is the numbers that we've plotted. Okay, again, I can change my color if I so desire to here, and you will see at the very bottom here a word that says trend line. Now trend line is a general sort of average of the data collected or the data shown. So this will show you the general trend of husband and wife age. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click linear in this case, and it's going to enter in a trend line that you can see here. Okay, you'll notice that again I can change the color. I want it different than my data point so it's a little bit more visible. So you'll see that any point that falls on this line is what we would consider to be average. Anything above the line, the wife is older than the husband, and anything below the line, the husband is older than the wife. So it gives you a good way to read the graph and interpret the information a little bit better. So you will need to enter in a trend line. Again, simply clicking linear. You may give it a label, but you can simply say trend line for data series, and then you should be able to click update. All right. If you were to keep a legend here, your legend would say the trend line in this top corner, and it will tell you what that indicates. All right, good luck. If you need any help, please ask either me, Miss Anderson, or Mrs. McTaggart.